It was a rainy Thursday afternoon when Malcolm ducked into the dusty little charity shop on the corner of Ashford Street. The bell above the door barely made a sound, like it hadn't been used in years. The place smelled like rotting pages and mildew, and the fluorescent lights flickered as if struggling to stay alive. He didn't know what he was looking for, maybe a new coat, maybe just somewhere to wait out the storm, but his eyes were drawn to a shelf in the back and dimly lit, cluttered with old trinkets and broken toys. That's where he saw it, a small wooden statue of a bat, no larger than a loaf of bread. Its wings were outstretched, but it looked wrong. Wings too long, too thin, curling like tendrils around an unseen victim. Its eyes were hollow, yet somehow watching. A scrap of parchment was tied to one wing with twine. The writing was faded, but he could still make out the words. Let it sleep. Malcolm chuckled. Probably some weird art project. He bought it for £3. That night, the nightmares began. He was in his bedroom, or something that resembled it. The walls oozed with a thick tar-like substance, and the air was heavy with the scent of iron. He couldn't move. At the foot of his bed stood a tall, gaunt thing with leathery wings and eyes like black pits. It didn't move, it didn't speak, it just stared. He woke up drenched in sweat, his heart pounding like a war drum, but the feeling didn't go away. The fear clung to him, burrowed into his skin, and worse, he could feel something watching him, even in the waking world. He smashed the statue with a hammer the next morning. It didn't break. He threw it into the river. It was back on his nightstand that evening. Malcolm stopped sleeping. He tried sleeping pills, alcohol, even checked into a clinic. They said he was suffering from night terrors, perhaps sleep paralysis. But they didn't see the marks. They didn't hear the whispering that started at 3:11 a.m. sharp every night. By the third week, Malcolm was a husk of a man with sunken eyes, trembling hands, a mind frayed like old rope. He tried setting fire to the statue. The flames curled around it, but the wood remained untouched, pristine. That night he didn't wake up. Not really. He opened his eyes in the dream. The creature was at his bedside, bent low, inches from his face. Its breath was cold and wet. It reached out a clawed hand and touched his forehead. "You brought me here," it whispered. "Now I live with you." When Malcolm opened his eyes in the real world, the room was pitch black. His lamps wouldn't turn on, his phone wouldn't work, but he could still see it. In the corner behind the door, taller now, less like a statue, and more like something that had always been alive. He screamed until morning. No one heard him. Malcolm disappeared a week later. His flat was found empty, untouched, except for the bat statue placed neatly in the centre of his bed, wings folded like it was finally at rest. They put it back in the charity shop. No one noticed, until someone else came in on a rainy Thursday afternoon.